Hello and a warm welcome back to the Forensic Detailing channel. I've just gone to pick up the Red Peril. I've put the original Dansk exhaust system back on the car. Or I didn't, Brad from Forward Creations did it for us. But he deleted the flexis because they're problematic. So you can see there where the flexi was. Brad's just welded in. Nice bit of steel work that's never going to fail. And putting in another flexi, well, I've done that already. You get about a year out of them and they crack as well. So I reckon that's just going to help the system, and it's a better flow as well. And Brad's tightened everything up. There's a few blows on the system as well, probably from where it's all been tracked and that sort of stuff. And it sounds much better now, actually. It sounds like a really nice exhaust system. Yeah, it was definitely blowing somewhere, so that's good. So exhaust is all done. So we're getting close to the end of our jobs. I was just trying to follow a reset key procedure because my key fobs don't work. So I was doing everything, spinning the battery round for 10 seconds, putting it in the lock and doing all these things that are supposed to reset it, but it just doesn't work. But 1 in every 100 times I'll press it and it will do it and it will work. So I think this is now so far out of sync that it needs new key fobs. I think nothing seems to work. I've tried the procedures with both keys. They've both got fresh batteries in them and all that sort of stuff. So unfortunately, I'm just going to have to bite the bullet with that, or maybe just get one key coded that works. Now, the subject of this video is air intake systems. So essentially, I have a stock kind of air intake system with the cold airflow going in through here, going through, it's a PSR line filter, but I'd probably go to an air filter, paper filter, if I was keeping this system. It's got the airbox resonator, not to be confused with the main intake resonator flap. This is just a noise thing there. It's not really a performance thing. It's got that deleted, and then it goes into a PSR line rubber hose onto the throttle body. So what I'm going to do is take all of this off, which is a pretty easy job, very minimal swearing. Let's just go on to better lens. And then we're going to install my new Force India upgrades. So I managed to get an Evolution Motorsport intake that me and Dan were pretty impressed with when we saw this on another aero car. And we're impressed with it because it maintains the cold air feed, rather than just a cone in the engine box like the K&N system, so you don't get it. You get cold air flow into your filter, which goes in there. Cone faces inwards that way, and then you connect up that pipe and it goes to your throttle body. You're going to need a little sleeve. I'll probably use that PSR line rubber hose and fabricate that, cut it, and then double Jubilee clip it into to sleeve it. I've cleaned the filter and I have just put a tiny bit of oil, just a misting. It still seems a bit wet. Well, the tip seems a bit wet, so it's been sat like that after I cleaned it. It's been about 4 or 5 days. I did hairdryer it and get it all hot, but I think just some of the moisture that was left in there has probably slowly seeped down to the bottom. There's no like water coming out of it, but I think I'm going to put that in an airing cupboard overnight just before I run up the car, just so there's no risk of sucking in moisture. Just want to make sure it's all clean. I cleaned all this out, there's all bits in there and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's quite clever that you get predominantly a cold air feed and then that seals off on the underside of the boot lid, but you will get some air going in through there, I think. I'm not 100% sure. It's going to sit. Oh no, you probably won't actually. No, so that will effectively be sealed off against the underside of the engine bay, but you'll get a tiny bit of airflow there, but you'll predominantly get cold air flow feed. So it's a bit more similar to a stock intake, but with a different cone filter. And you can see, I don't think any of this is going to restrict us. So I don't think it's going to give us massive performance gains, but it's just a cool system. And I thought, yeah, why not? Just put it in the car. It's a cool system. Nigel, who's got it, the guy that had it, where I saw it, runs a car and he uses it and he says it's a really good system. And I'm inclined to agree. So I'll unbolt this airbox now and we'll come back and install it. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I've got the airbox in, no problem. Obviously just getting it in there, it's all loose fitted at the moment. Now I've got a little bit of a problem. So this, not a major problem, so I've put the MAF in. One of those threads wasn't the best, but it's got a seal ring in it, that's still sealed. So that slots into there. I don't think that takes a Jubilee clip. I think that push fits and it seals quite tightly on that plastic. So I don't think there's any Jubilee required to go around this part in there that you can't really see, that plastic ring there. I don't think that's Jubileed. You could put some sealant, but you're going to be taking this in and out and it hasn't got sealant on it. So I don't think that's sealed. So that goes in there like that. It's like quite, it's the lining up of this. So that's in position right there. And you can see there's a little bit of play with that cone and movement. It's just there. So I've got a sleeve between the throttle body and this pipe. And this PSR line filter that I've got is the ideal thing to do it. Now one end of the PSR line filter is huge and that normally goes onto this airbox back over here, and it's too big. It's too big, really. You could really tighten it up. It might be an option. I might be back to doing this. It might be the best way to do it actually. But there's a little bit of play. There's about 3 or 4 mil play. Normally these are snug fit, but you know, quite tight, and then you really tighten them up to air seal them. But it should. This end goes on the throttle body normally, so if I use this end, I'm in trouble because this looks all bigger here. So if I use that to go on there, it might be a bit big for the throttle body, whereas I know that's perfect for the throttle body. But the problem is, if I slice this, trim this 40 centimeters roughly, the problem I've got is it's quite tight. It virtually matches. It virtually matches this. This is slightly bigger. Can you see? Getting that in there is going to be no fun at all. It's going to be a right pain, and I'm not sure if I can. So I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to use my brain. Do I go and just go and look and research, measure it, and get some proper tubing? There'll be something out there. Or do I try and slice that and stretch fit it over? Once I've sliced that, I can get, Dan's got a spare one of those, so it's not a problem. These are cheap. I can go buy another one if I need to. He's got a red one. That'll bug me. I'll have to get another black one. I think I'm going to slice this and lube that up and get it on there. Once that's on there and Jubileed on, getting it over the throttle body should be easier. Am I making a fatal mistake here, or is this good? I think it's good. You tell me. Okay guys, she's in. So you can see I sliced that. I trimmed off any loose bits of fluff with a scalpel, but the edge of it, the bad edge is there, and it's kind of over. It's clean on the inside basically, and it's done the job. It's all gone in. It's all bolted in. A bit fiddly, but nothing too bad. I haven't fired the car up. I put the hairdryer blowing through that. I think it wasn't wet. I think it was actually where I oiled it. It had a bit of shine on it. So yeah, that suddenly made sense. So that air filter is dry. So it should be good to run the car up. Should we give it a go? Let's give it a go. There's the bits of loose stuff. So this, give it a moment of truth. Right, just think about this before I start that car. There's nothing in that airbox. That airbox is bone dry. The cone is dry. There's no debris in there. There's nothing to get sucked into that engine. There's nothing in there. There's no nuts and bolts. And that is sealed. So we should be good. Yeah, bang. We're in neutral. Start her up. Sorry. Lovely, yeah. So I can hear it sucking it all in. That I just made sure it's tight. It does loose fit in there. This pipe loose fits into that. That's the only bit You could put some sealant in there, but you're going to be taking it out all the time, so no, I don't think you're going to do that. It's the only thing that I'm interested in. You can see what I mean about this sitting down on the engine bay. It doesn't completely seal, so if you close that engine bay, dong, doesn't like completely seal, but it probably seals enough that you're not drawing all that hot air in, because it's got a cold feed as well. So maybe it's a way, just thinking, yeah, because some of that air that doesn't get sucked in will come out of there as well, because it's sucking mainly through that gap. It's, I don't know actually, it's interesting if it actually blows any air out there and circulates it around the engine bay, I don't know. But you'd think it might suck some as well. So yeah. This car is running so nicely at the moment. Like the idle is so smooth now, and that exhaust, it's just like another 1% after Brad did the exhaust. It was driving so good on the way home. This exhaust is nice, it growls, but it doesn't now, it's not making that low down rumble, so I definitely think it was blowing. Well, Dan's one was blowing, this one had a hole in it. But I think there might be a blow a little bit higher up, but that's all sorted now. So yeah, the car's running absolutely great. Runs rich, this car. Definitely runs rich. You smell the fuel. Oh, that's probably the exhaust gases as well. I'm choking myself. It does run rich though. Idiot. So there we go. Major upgrades. My hands are greasy as hell. Major upgrades have been installed. And why is this all relevant? Because Force India, that's me, Force India has a lot of work to do to keep up with McLaren in 2026, because McLaren have got some absolute rip-roaring upgrades coming that are going to blow Force India out of the water. So all my little upgradings, I'm the underdog, I'm the El Chipo. My budget is virtually, well, it's gone. There's no budget, everything's being done on a shoestring. But there has been some money well spent on this car now. Like it's a great car to drive. Jesus, it's so good. The suspension on those Olims and H&Rs, the setup Nad did for us, now the exhaust, the engine build that Barnsport done, like the engine is so solid and healthy. Now that resonator flap's fixed on there, I'm getting the full like power of that new engine, which is great. I want to get it north of 300 brake horsepower. Hopefully, if you watch the channel, we've got some throttle body modifications coming, so all of that's got to come back out, but that's okay. Once you've fitted it and done all the cutting and trimming and that, getting it back out isn't too much of a big deal. Throttle body off, put on the modified throttle body that we've bored out to 76.4 mil, so it's about an extra 3% airflow. Then it's basically there, then get a good map on it, and hopefully see what we can get to, and like maybe we can get to like 310. After that, when we've got a really healthy engine running and producing about 310, the next things for 2026, we're going to look at a pressurized oil reservoir canister, like the AccuSump, but not the AccuSump. We're going to be going with a different system. We're going to be working on Steve from SW Racing on that one and getting that done. We're getting it guinea pigged actually. See if it blows Dan's car up first. If it doesn't, I'll put it in mine. That's going to be a big upgrade, because that will just mean that this engine will not get oil starvation. At the moment, I've got the spacer on there and the X51 sump, and I keep a lot more oil in there and keep that 1050 oil topped right up when I do the track day. But pressured sump will keep it like, you'll never get like oil starvation from going around corners too quick, so you can really attack it a little bit more. Once that's all done, then she's really good. I need to get those key fobs coded, and then look at weight savings, possibly alloy wheels, possibly airbags, possibly doors, try and get the weight down even further, maybe to 1250, possibly aircon delete, other things that can be done, because it would be lovely if this was closer to 12. So there we go, guys. Thanks for watching. Let us know your thoughts and see you soon.